Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I have completed my Blush Pink Christmas Journal, and it's made from the kit called Blush Winter Christmas Mini Bundle Kit from Enchanted Journal Kit. I've done 4 other videos, an introduction and 3 others doing certain elements here, and then I decided to just go ahead and finish it up and do a video for you, flip through the whole thing. So I'm trying to get settled here. This is a big chunky thing, and I don't usually make journals this big, and I've worked really hard on it, so I hope you'll enjoy looking at it. I decided to do this cover with a tapestry, and I think it was my second video where I showed how I put all this together. And I chose to put my 2 signatures in with these large hair bands that are black and covered with fabric. And that way they could be taken out if you wanted to take them out or add pages in. I just chose that way to put them in there. After I finish this cover, and of course, I have the closure here is the ribbon, and it wraps in underneath the Santa Claus here. Trimmed with all kinds of vintage trim. I decided to do a tassel, and the tassel is fastened on with a brad that has this circle on the end. I just did that. That's the last thing I did. But on this tassel, I've used all the little laces and things, and I had this piece of trim here that my mother used to use on her Victorian ornaments, so I would have some beads hanging down, and I attached on some charms. So this is hanging down the side, and I have not done a tassel before, so that's my first tassel, and I love the way it looks on here. If you want more detailed instructions on the how I put the cover together, there is a video. So this ribbon here ties it closed, and I'm going to open it up. I have 2 signatures inside, and I have worked myself to death filling this all up. Like I said, I don't usually do any that are quite this large, and if you've made these, you know you can just go on and on forever. And I've been through it 3 or 4 times, adding different things as I went through again each time. And I really want to add some stickles and maybe some more sequins and things on this cover, but I'm gonna wait till I'm finished here filming, because when I use the stickles, I have to do 1 page and then wait several hours for it to dry. So you can see the areas where I could use stickles on the stars. I could add snowflakes and jewels and stuff on this cover, and I don't know whether I will or not, but that's something else that could be done on the cover. Okay, so here we go with the inside front cover. And when I covered this, I had raw edges here, of course, so I put my paper down for the background, and then I trimmed it with this lace trim, so it would be more finished. I used a lot of hot glue in here doing things like that. I've used this throughout. I think I have it on 4 pages, and this came from Amazon, and there's 2 different styles. I don't think it was real expensive, and it was a big long piece of it, so you might want to check that out. But over here, I've just used an element of it for the corner. This is a pocket from the kit, and I've added my little die-cut snowflakes that I showed in one of my videos. And then with a kind of iridescent sequin in the center. It has a tag with a ticket at the top and a bow. And you'll see snowflakes going through here, and what I did was I dropped it. I had just this one little snowflake die, And I really liked them so much that I did go on Amazon and order these. So they're all fastened together so that I can put them in the die cut machine and have a whole bunch of snowflakes come out at once. And I just used my white cardstock for that. So as I was going through about the third time here, I decided to go ahead and use my die cut machine and cut out some more of the snowflakes. And I'm going to save this because I think I could use it as a stencil for the snowflakes too. So I'll save this as a stencil. This page I left, this is the first signature. It goes back to right here. And I decided to put this lace on about 4 pages through here, and then there's other bows and lace that stick out the side too. I've used some white cheesecloth here. Some of the words, I didn't use a lot of the words in here, and that's another thing. I may go back and add those in, and trimmed it with pearls. The idea with this journal is that there's plenty of space for writing or gluing pictures in or tucking pictures in, that this could be used actually for a Christmas journal for the Christmas season. Maybe write in it things that happened, or put pictures in there with the information about what was going on in the picture. I think it would be a fun thing to do if the person who does get this would be interested in doing that. This is just a writing page, and this is another set of stencils that I got from Amazon. There's 4 different corners, and I just did those in white. I know they're butterflies, but they look snowy to me, so I used them in the corners on some of the pages that I thought would be good for writing. This here is just some lace and elements from the kit, and I added my snowflakes again with the sequins in the middle. I added one of our little tabs with the word wish, and this, as I said in one of the other videos, was part of a swap. I've used some elements that I got from a swap that I did. The things were beautiful, and I've used several things in here, and I'll mention them as I go through. This is one. Okay, over here I just kind of trimmed up the bottom with some vintage lace that's been dyed, some cotton lace, and this trim, and little edge off of this pretty lace. I keep every little piece because I had a kind of rough spot there, so I wanted to make it look better. This Santa here is one of the circles from the kit, and I cut out another circle and glued it to it so it would be more stiff, and it's just glued down at the bottom. This is one of the envelopes. I just trimmed it with some rickrack and the word Christmas and some tiny, tiny little pearls. And this just flips up, and the envelope top flap is glued down here, and this I just cut out and glued to cover it, and then this comes out for writing. Oh, and I have a corner punch that, if you can see this, it punches pretty corners. It has 3 different corners on it. It's very hard to use, so I really wanted to make that look like that, or I wouldn't have done it. I have to stand up and pound on it to get it to cut, but it's so pretty on the corners. Okay, I didn't do anything on this page. I could go back and put some snowflakes in, and I may do that, or I could put stickles on here where there's snow coming down. This is a beautiful page that could have some more trim on it, but it's a nice page for writing or for attaching a picture. On this page, I just used one of the pockets from the kit and 2 of the tags. Another thing I wanted to do in here, I have some Christmas books, and with poems and little stories and stuff, and I really want to maybe copy some of those and tuck them into the pockets. So that's another thing I may add as I go back through again. Here's another nice writing page, and I trimmed this with our pretty lace. This page, I made a pocket, side pocket out of one of the elements of the kit. I just ripped off, the Santa was in the middle, and I ripped off this side and the other side to make pockets. This is the one page that I actually used stickles on. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's on all the trees and the roof line. I glued down some music behind here, so just to add interest when you pull this out. This is just a little booklet that I made. I used cardstock and one of the part of one of the pictures. There were several large 8.5 by 11 scenes, and I just cut those all apart and used parts of it. And I copied some of the plain pages on regular paper and just stapled this together so that it's a little journal inside this pocket. I left this page blank for writing. This is another one of the larger pictures that I ripped this Christmas tree off of and made a side tuck, corner tuck. And then this is part of another one with the reindeer. Trimmed it with some, this is some of that trim that my mother used on her ornaments. This would be a nice place to tuck pictures. More writing space here. And I just put some music back here and the little girls and this little piece of, I have four of these little pieces, and my friend hand dyes these for me, and she sent these to me, and it's just a pale green. I thought it looked pretty there. And then this down the side was some trim that my mother gave me. Whenever I have trim like this and the lace and stuff, I use my hot glue. I didn't want to decorate this in any way, so I just decided to stick a doily in there. I think that doily looks pretty, and I could go back in. I tried to use just what was from this kit, but you could go in with some ornaments or roses or something in here to decorate that, or stickers. Oh, this is a cute little kind of an envelope, and I glued it down with the ribbon in behind it so it stays on there, and you just untie the ribbon and open up this little thing, and it's got room for writing in here and this little circle. It's cute. I need to make more of those. And this ribbon that I'm using was I don't even know where it came from, but I have little bunches of it where someone had tied it in bows, and I probably took it off of a package and saved it. Okay. This is another one of those corner pieces that I die cut. Okay, this is a piece I had left over from one of the larger pieces of paper that I just tore that edge and made a pocket out of it. This is some pearl trim I got at Hobby Lobby. Our little girls here, and then the Santa tag in the pocket. And again, I did the corners. Now this is an element that came from the swap. It is a decorated, glassine bag, a decorated glassine bag. So she did all the decorating here and had a picture in here, and I used one of the bookmarks from our kit to cover that so that it matched the kit. And I used a scene from one of our papers as a tag to put inside here. And I put a bow at the top so that it'll be seen, plus it sticks out the top of the journal. It looks really neat. Also, I have a tag journaling space on the side. Again, it's something else that I ripped from one of our 8.5 by 11 sheets. So that can be used for journaling, and that's a great space for pictures. Or maybe one of my little stories I'm going to put in there. And here's another one of her dangles that my swap mate sent me. I need to do another swap. That was fun. Okay. I didn't do any decorating on these 2 pages except for some of my snowflakes and sequins and some of this beautiful lace. This, I used one of the journal cards for a side tuck, corner tuck, and tuck these in and cut the top corners here decorative. Added a snowflake in the middle of this bow. Over here I left this space for writing and decorated it with one of my die cuts and a bow. I didn't do anything on this page. This is the Santa was in the middle of one of the pages, and I fussy cut him out and made a belly band. And all I did was take this 8.5 by 11 that I ran 2-sided on copy paper for writing space. Again, this would be a good place to tuck pictures or one of my little Christmas poems or stories. Here's another writing page. Now this was elements also from one of the 8.5 by 11. I cut out the tree separately and the lady separately. There were 2 ladies. I cut out this one, put the tree behind her, and then glued it down in such a way that it made a little pocket. In the center of each flower and on a couple of the ornaments, I have the rhinestone stickers and her earring. This is the end of the first signature, and this is where you can see where I fastened in the tassel on the back. If that bothered you, you could cover it with something. I had to use an awl to punch through here because I was punching through lace and paper and cardboard and fabric. Okay, this is the beginning of the second signature. And I'd like to come in with my stickles and things to decorate this tree. Here's a nice writing page. And these 2 both, and I just used my beautiful lace on the edge of this one. I also fastened on with a pear clip a little tassel that I had from my mother's Victorian ornament materials, and then a bunch of my little charms. Okay, this is another one where I took part of the 8.5 by 11 and ripped it to make a side pocket. I put the music in underneath first before I glued on the pocket. This is another one of the little journals that I made for the inside. I gathered some tulle up here, sparkly tulle that I got at Dollar Tree, and put this down, and then it needed a bow, so that's the bow I added. Here's some writing space. I start to get tired when I get into the second signature, so it may not be decorated as much as the first, but there needs to be room for writing. Plus, you want to have the interactive things that make it so interesting and beautiful. You want someone to be able to sit down and just admire each page and what you've done on it, and then be inspired to write or collect pictures or even Christmas stories like I plan to put in there. Here's some more of the pretty snowflakes I just got. There's all sizes, this teeny tiny one. This is some trim from the Victorian Ornaments. Let's see. I have a couple pages here I didn't do anything on. Well, I did put this corner up here. This was too pretty to cover with anything. Here I used one of the pockets from the kit, and these are just some tags and journal cards from the kit. I added on some white lace that kind of looks like snow, and then our house is down here, and I guess that maybe is a church, I think. Another beautiful page. This one, Fussy cut the Santa out from one of the journal cards, I think it was, and let him stand down in the snow in front of this house here. Added this pretty lace that I got from Hobby Lobby. And this is another dangle that my swap mate sent me. So pretty. I can make these, I just need to set aside a day to do it. I have all the materials to do it. Here's another nice page for writing. I made a belly band out of this long tag. I added some rhinestone stick-ons and a couple of journal cards with the decorative corners up here. Cute Santa. Over here, this is kind of like a printed on trim down here, so I just added some trim that I had from the Victorian Ornaments. I have a whole trunk full of beautiful things that my mother gave me. I used one of the pockets from the kit and just added in our little circle. I want to say I used every single element from the kit. I had nothing left. I used all the papers. The only thing I reprinted was the ones that were overall designed like this on both sides on plain paper, so I could make the little booklets. So some of these pages I could add more ephemera, but I would have to print it out again, and I just wanted to use up everything that was in the kit, printed one time. More writing space here. Our beautiful lace. This is a beautiful picture here. I didn't do anything on it. This is one of the envelopes, I guess. Yes, this is one of the envelopes, and I fastened it with the Velcro circles. Decorated the front with some pink lace, ticket, and my Santa, and some antique lace. I'm just about out of this. This opens up, and I put this in front of the flap, where the flap is glued down. You see the other part of the Velcro right there. And then inside the envelope is a journal card. Some of the beautiful trim from the Victorian Ornaments. Let's see. This page I left as is. I could add some stickles on here, around here if I want to, or maybe even some flowers. There's so much more that you can do until you just do something on every inch, but and you know, there comes a time when you have to finish up, and I wanted to be able to go through this with you today. This was a kind of a unique pocket in the kit, and it has printed on it some pearls here, so I stuck these pearls on here from some stick-ons that I got from Hobby Lobby. This is another one of my die cuts, and inside this pocket I put some journal cards and a tag. Another writing page. This is another one of the glassine bags, and I substituted in over what she had on there. One of our tags that was in the kit fit just right on there. And so there's a pocket inside the glassine bag, and I made a pocket on the side. Again, these are just made from the larger pages. I had printed them on both sides, and so the other side has the deer legs. But I like this side better, so I just used what I had left out there to put something in these pockets. See, this one has the deer head on it. Okay, on this page, I had these snowflakes that I never had used, and they just, because this had the blue on there, I thought they looked so pretty on there. So this is the only pages I used them on. This is another envelope from the kit, and I decorated with some cheesecloth and the little piece here and the word winter, a snowflake in the middle of our fasten there, and this just pulls out in under there, and there's a journal card inside. Again, I doubled this circle. I just cut 2 circles out and glued them together, and then put this on top, and it's just glued at the bottom part. Then when I glued down the pocket, the envelope, I just did it on 3 sides so I would have a side tuck. There's the last page of the second signature. And this was the last 2 little pieces of things I had left. So I made a corner tuck out of the circle and tucked in the Santa Claus tag. This would be a great place to tuck pictures. So we're at the end here. And on the back cover, I had done the back cover the same as the front. I used a tree, and where I used the Santa on the front. And then I have written here, Blush Pink Christmas Journal, made with love, Carolyn, and I put the year over here. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to go back through one more time. Like I told you, I went through this 3 or 4 times. I go through, and I kind of went through and put my pockets and things in, and these 4 bunches of this lace and different things to kind of get started. And then I went back through again and started to put things in the pockets, decorate the pockets, get creative with the papers that I had left. And so that's just the process that I go through. I don't have a plan when I start as to what each page is going to look like. They just develop as I go through. This is pretty chunky, but it's not bad, and I like the fact that it can stand up, and it will make a beautiful Christmas decoration. I'm gonna go, as soon as I'm done here and take my pictures and everything, I'm gonna go sit it on my beautiful buffet and take my cover picture for my YouTube video on that buffet with some roses and stuff behind it. I think that'll be real pretty. So I hope you've enjoyed this and will be inspired. Again, this is the Blush Winter Christmas Mini Bundle Kit from Enchanted Journal Kit, and I have just loved it. I don't think I've done anything from this designer before, and I loved her. I just love the color combination in this, the pink and gray. I have another Christmas kit that I have printed out. It has 1 million parts to it, 1 million different things. It's another Santa, and it's more kind of in the white, off-white gold colors. And so I have, I'm gonna do ornaments and all sorts of things. I may do a journal, but I'm gonna do quite a few smaller projects that will be fun for us to do together. So there'll be a series of videos from that kit coming up next. So remember, every day is a gift. I got up this morning and I hurt so bad everywhere that I could not walk. I've started using my walker again just to get going in the morning. And I do pretty good then during the day, and then in the evening I start to hurt again. So I think it's just arthritis. You know, that's the way it does. When you stop, you freeze up. And so you have to limber yourself back up. So I try to keep moving. I was going to keep my poodle home with me today, and he was just looking at me with longing eyes today to want to go play with his friends. So I took him to his doggy daycare, and he was so happy. So I got to go get him in about an hour. And so I hope I can get this uploaded and ready for you before I go pick him up. So always look for the joy in each day. You know, there is joy in each day. We have so many things around us that are just crazy right now. And we can just get upset and angry and carry on about stuff that we have no control over. We aggravate people. We're aggravated with people. We're impatient. And what good does all that do? Look for the joy. Be the one that brings the sunlight to the room wherever you go. And don't be the one that spreads the negative. It just breaks my heart to see that going on when we could be laughing and enjoying life. That's what life is. So I hope you have a good evening, and maybe you'll sit back and watch this video. Who knows? So thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. I'll be back before you know it. See you soon.